The room was quiet except for the sound of your breathing and the soft light from the lamp. You and Jungkook lay in the giant beneath the door, feeling warm and a bit sweaty. He was breathing heavily as he tried to calm down. You smiled and touched the sweat on his forehead. That was, you paused looking for the right words. Intense. You agreed looking into his eyes. Very. You cuddled closer, feeling his strong arms around you. I have never felt this way before. Today I was totally out of control. But Changu, we didn't use protection this time. It just happened so fast. We laughed like he's still catching his breath. It's okay, just take a pill for now. Or if you don't, that too is okay. I'm ready for anything. You sighed, feeling worried. But it's not the right time, Changu. Our parents still don't approve of us being together. They keep opposing, we'll keep kissing. That's all there's to it, no worries. We lean in and kiss you again, making you feel a strong desire you couldn't ignore. What about another round? I'm not getting enough of your mind. Stop being so beautiful. You giggled, pushing him playfully. You are too much. You woke up suddenly, rubbing the sleep from your eyes. The living room was a mess with clothes everywhere, and the couch cushions are out of place. A blush crept across your face as you remembered how Shagun had carried you to the living room with his strong arms wrapped around you. Shango, always the romantic had swept you off your feet yesterday. It was one of those rare nights when your parents were visiting your aunt, allowing you and him to indulge in your passion without interruption. In your rush to get to the college, you forgot to take your birth control pill. The excitement of starting a new school year and the thrill of the night before made you forget about it. The busy college hallway was full of activity. Students rushed to their classes, chatted excitedly, or were lost in their own thoughts. In the middle of all this, you were still thinking about what happened the night before. A small smile appeared on your face as you remembered how Jungkook had touched you and held you close. Sorry, princess, for keeping you up all night. He said, stepping out from behind the pillar with a big grin, and you jumped in shock. You scared me. You said, placing your hand over your chest, still in shock. How are you feeling? You shrugged and replied, tired, but good. Mom caught me today sneaking into my room in the morning. She asked me where I was, and I said I was studying anatomy with my friend. You couldn't help but laugh. You're such a terrible liar. Hey, I tried, but seriously, we need to be more careful. We can't risk getting caught again. I'm spending some planning too. My mom keeps bringing our business partner, Mr. Lee's family, to our house often. They bring their only daughter and they make us talk even if I'm not interested. I don't know what their motives are. What if they're planning for an alliance? He wrapped his hands around his shoulder and held it loose. I have nothing to do with that, Ryan. I have only eyes for you. He smiled, trying to hide the concern in your eyes, but he sensed your worry and tried to lighten the mood. Is there any chance your parents are staying at your aunt's place for a month so that I can? He trailed off playfully to which you chuckled. I tried to convince them, but only in your dreams. You were sitting alone in your room holding a pregnancy test tightly in your hand. Your heart raced as you waited for the results. You felt sick and had a lump in your throat. With trembling hands, you opened the kit and followed the instructions. The minutes ticked by, each one feeling like an eternity. Finally, you looked at the result. Two pink lines stared back at you, confirming your worst fears. How could I have been so careless? You had forgotten to take your birth control pills because you were so eager to spend time with Shampoo. Now you were dealing with the consequences of your hasty choices. But wait, there is no need for me to get stressed like this and think about anything on my own. He himself has said that he's ready for anything. Then why should I be afraid? When you were busy thinking about telling him things, suddenly someone knocked on your door. You got up and opened it. It was your parents. Honey, we have to go to your aunt's house immediately. She's not feeling well. Take care, okay? Seeing this, they ran frantically, and you took a deep breath because the situation was in your favor. You immediately pick up your phone and call him and ask him to come to your house, saying that you have something important to say. This is exactly what should be told to him directly. Thank God. You were nervously waiting for Jungkook to arrive, feeling both excited and anxious. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, startling you from your thoughts. You rushed to the door and opened it only to see Jungkook's mother staring at you sternly. Can I come in? You gulped, seeing her in your door, totally unexpected. Sure, come in. She walked in and sat on the couch. Your parents aren't home, right? No, they're visiting my aunt. She nodded and took a deep breath and pointed her finger to the space next to her. Sit here. You hesitantly walked up to her and sat next to her, keeping some distance. I'm not confusing you. You might be wondering why I came here without any warning. I came here to tell you that you should break up with my son immediately. Your heart dropped as you listened to her words. You couldn't believe what she was saying. But but we love each other. You managed to say, but she shook her head. Love isn't enough. You need to be realistic. You thought about the pregnancy test and the two pink lines that changed everything. You were having Jungkook's baby, a sign of your love. But Mrs. Chan, don't you try to reject my words because it's about my self-respect. He's trying to back out from a big marriage proposal because of you. I can't go back on anything I have promised. Almost everything is decided. I have never done anything losing my self-respect. I wouldn't be alive if I had to. I thought my son would have sense or he wouldn't oppose me in such a matter. He doesn't care about anything I say. That's why I approach you. This decision is worth my life. If you have even a little respect for me, if you love him, if you want good things to happen in his life, then you should get away from him. I'm begging you. He's going to have a good life. Seeing tears falling from her eyes made you lifeless. She's begging for her son's life. You didn't understand whether you were getting too small in front of her tears or the miseries before you were oppressing me. Both of you can decide to reject my words if you want, but if you ever have to pay the price of these tears, you can't bear it. You felt really sad and hopeless. The future, which used to look bright and full of possibilities, now seemed dark and unclear. You loved Jungkook and wanted to do whatever it took to keep that love, but you couldn't overlook the hurt in Mrs. Jeon's eyes. She was a proud woman, and you had unintentionally put that pride at risk. Jungkook has a bright future ahead of him. When our two companies collaborate, he'll reach heights he's only dreamed of. He'll be happy, and you'll be happy, but not together. You know she was right. Jungkook had a promising career ahead of him, and this relationship could jeopardize it. But your heart ached at the thought of letting him go, especially now that your baby needed him. A tear rolled down your cheek as you thought about the future. You know you had to make a difficult decision, one that would impact the lives of many. You were by yourself, and the quietness of the room made you feel even sadder. Tears fell down your face as you remembered your talk with Mrs. Chen. The road ahead of you is full of darkness. You can't see anything. Suddenly the doorbell rang, bringing you back to reality. She wiped your tears and opened the door. Shangok was there looking worried. What's wrong? Why do you want to see me? You yanked his hand away, which were caressing your cheeks, but not harshly, and you turned around, not wanting to see the pain in his eyes. What happened? Did I do something to make you mad? If I did, I'm sorry, Ryan. Look at me. He suppressed his sob, unable to look at him. Let's let's break up. What did you just say? He tried to face you, but you again turned away, avoiding his face. I said, let's break up. You couldn't bear to see the pain in his eyes. You knew that breaking up with him would hurt him deeply, but you didn't have any other choice. It's over. We can't be together. Are you the one deciding this? I know how we can be together. Then what's with these words? You can't tell him the truth now, so you have to tell him lies in such a way that he hates you. My marriage has been arranged with someone else. I just found out about it. What? Why would they do that? I don't know. They have already made plans and it seems like there is no way out. You could feel his breath becoming weak. So this is it? This is how we are ending things? You nodded, and started welling up in your eyes. I'm sorry, Shago. I love you, but I can't fight against this fate. This fate can be rewritten, of course. You just need to talk to your parents and tell them you can't marry anyone else but me. You know, I said the same thing to my mom today. She forced me to agree to a marriage proposal, but I know very well that I can't do it. I just need you. But you can't think back. You don't need me? Can't even fight for me? He placed his hands on your shoulder, but you again yanked it away. Don't touch me. It's not that simple. They have already made plans, and they won't change their minds. You're pushing me away. I'm trying to help you, but you're shutting me out. I'm sorry, but this is the end. He grabbed a nearby vase and threw it to the ground, shattering it into pieces. You're lying. I know you're fucking lying. You can't just say these things to me and walk away. You're not even looking at me. That means you can't look into my eyes and say that everything is over. Because nothing is over between us, know that? You whirled around to face him with all your courage and shouted, can't you hear me? I'm not lying. I just want to break up with you. You're breaking up with me because of your parents? Is that it? Is that all it takes? You nodded and again looked away, making him sigh in disbelief. You're making a mistake, a big one. With that, he turned and walked out of the door, leaving you alone with your shattered heart. You want to reach out to him, to grab his hand, to hug him, to kiss him. You wanted to tell him that nothing in this world could stop you from loving him. And most importantly, you wanted to tell him that he was going to be a dad. But you were chained, trapped in a situation beyond your control. You didn't know if what you're doing is right or wrong. A part of you wanted to run after him, to hold him tight and to tell him things. But another part of you know that it would only cause more pain. But you couldn't ignore the life growing within you. Your baby, a symbol of your love, deserved a chance. You couldn't let anyone, not even your own family, take that away from you. Jungkook walked back and forth, clearly frustrated. He picked up his phone, shaking a bit as he called you, but as always it went to voicemail. He had been trying to contact you for days, but you weren't answering. Dude, it's your wedding day. You should accept your fate. He ran his fingers through his hair. I can't stop thinking about her. Are you sure? He closed his eyes tightly to calm down, seeing his mother walking up to him. You must no longer have even a trace of her anywhere in your thoughts. You are going to be another girl's husband. I'm going to be another woman's husband, but not yet. Before agreeing to this marriage, I made my stand clear. So there is no need for us to argue about this matter. If I get a call from her even a minute before, then I will back out of this marriage. Don't talk nonsense. She won't come again. For so many days, she didn't want to see you. She didn't want to talk to you. Now you think a miracle will happen at the last minute? No way, son. I hate to say this, but I don't trust you a bit more. I have many doubts. She won't just make excuses like this and break up with me. If my feelings have any truth, God will show a way. I believe in my love more than you. Just then his phone rang. It was him, his family friend. He listened intently to the other side, and his expression shifted from shock to disbelief and to pure joy. What? Okay, I'm coming. He looked at his mother and smirked. See, God is great. I'm not going to marry anyone other than Wine. Tell them your son is not going to marry Mr. Lee's doctor. Come on, Jim, and let's go. Jungkook, stop. But he bolted out of the room, not caring about the guest, his mother, or anyone else. He had just received the news that would change everything. You were walking through the hospital hallway after getting a checkup. Then you heard someone call your name. You turned around and saw Taeyong, who's Jungkook's friend, standing nearby. Taeyong, what are you doing here? I'm here for an internship. What about you? You paused again quickly. You couldn't tell him the real reason. If he found out, he would tell Jungkook right away. I have a bad headache. You're pregnant, right? You gulped hard and leaned against the nearby wall for support. Are you okay? You nodded as if you were, but you are not. I don't know exactly what is going on in your life, but does Jungkook know about this? You shook your head no. If he had known, he would never have agreed to that marriage. You don't feel guilty at all? I have my own reasons, and I want him to be happy and have a good life. Where can he find happiness when he ends up living a life he doesn't like? Am I not finding joy in our baby now? Likewise, he too will one day find happiness and move on. I have a request. Please don't tell him about this. Sorry, Ryan, but he already did. That voice made your heart flutter. You looked up to see Jungkook staring at you in disbelief. How long did you decide to hide this from me? You meant to give me the title of the world's unluckiest father? Jungkook, I thought you loved me. But even though I said 100 times that I'm ready to face anything, why did you? Unable to bear the pain, you sat on the next chair next to you and started crying. I didn't mean to cheat on you, but circumstances brought me here. I decided to tell you, but what? That's what I want to know. Why didn't you tell me this? You felt like you were going to have to tell the truth, so you quickly stood up. I don't have anything to say. It's your marriage today. You should go back immediately. Don't hurt your mom. He raised his hand to slap you in anger, but Thane stopped him. Leave me, Thane. She doesn't understand how much I love her after all this. Didn't you see her trying to leave me again? If I have to give up everything I have and come here, tell her how much she will be dear to me. I can't take it anymore. He knelt down and started crying out all his sorrows. You slowly walked up to him and you knelt down beside him and held his hands in yours. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Please forgive me. He looked up at you with his teary eyes. You don't trust me, Ryan. You don't love me. If you loved me, you wouldn't even want to do this to me. You covered his mouth, not wanting him to say further. I don't know how right I was. When your mother said that I am the obstacle to your progress in life, I unknowingly believed the same. Mine is not a family that fit yours, although I knew it at first. When I heard it from someone else, I felt that I should have thought about it. So my guess was right. My mom came to see you. She nodded and he shook his head in disbelief. If he had delayed calling me for a while, I would have to enter a life that I was not interested in. At least you understand. God stayed with me because of how true my love was. I don't want you to She cut him off, kissing him, making him stumble backwards and hit the floor. Not knowing what happened here, Shimon suddenly ran towards you, screaming, thinking you were attacking him. Ryan, leave him. Let's talk things out. I'll get him out of here right now. But Thane grabbed him by his collar before Jimin could reach you. Isn't your wedding next month? You should back out of it immediately. You're not old enough to understand what it is even if you see two people kissing. Jungkook wrapped his arms around you and held you tighter, regardless of the commotion that was going on between them. You pulled back after a long kiss, catching your breath. Don't ever say I didn't love you. I can't bear it. I'm sorry too, but never make such a stupid decision again. You should always know that I'm with you no matter what. You nodded and his gaze went from your face to your belly. Sweetheart, Dad loves you. Tears uncontrollably made its way down your cheeks as he caressed your belly and made his first words to your baby. What? Ryan is pregnant? Jimin grabbed him by his collar. Ash, I'm not the one responsible for that. It's Jungkook. Leave me, Dumbo. You and Jungkook laughed at Jimin, making him scratch the back of his neck. Jimin, I need a ring right now. Let me make her mine before she loses her sense again. You scrunched your nose and hit him, making him chuckle. By the way, Mr. Theo, what should I do to make a baby? Are you fucking serious? It's your wedding next month.